The truth is, you don't love her. You love the idea of her you built in your head. You love the projection, the fantasy, the person you were so desperate for her to be. But the reality? She never lived up to that ideal. And deep down, you know it. You feel that something is fundamentally wrong. You feel like you're investing more than you're getting back, that you're giving way more than she deserves, that you're chipping away at your own identity to prop up something that honestly only exists in your mind. You idealized the perfect partner, supportive, sweet, caring, loyal, understanding. And what does reality give you today? Coldness, disdain, mind games, absence, one-word answers, flipped priorities. And yet, you keep holding on. You hold on because you're afraid to face the cold, hard truth. She is not that person. She is not who you imagined. And that's the heart of the problem. You're in love with a ghost. And the more you cling to her, the further you drift from yourself. The truth is, perhaps, that you're with the woman who stays with you out of pure convenience. Because you do everything for her. Because you don't set boundaries. Because you don't command respect. Because you're always available. Always trying to please. Always swallowing what hurts you just so you don't lose her. But look at your life right now. Be honest. Are you happy? Or are you living anxious, insecure, frustrated, and confused? A real relationship doesn't drain your energy every single day. A healthy relationship doesn't have you walking on eggshells. A real relationship is reciprocal. It's light. It's support. It's mutual respect. What you're living in is an emotional prison disguised as love. It's an addiction, a cycle of obsession disguised as attachment. And the worst part? You blame yourself. You believe that if you were better looking, richer, more interesting, more confident, she would finally love you the way you dream of being loved. And so you enter a dangerous mode of self-sabotage. You start to change yourself, to sand down your edges, to become someone you're not in an attempt to be the man who deserves this woman. But let me tell you a secret. No amount of effort is enough for someone who doesn't want to see you. And no sacrifice will convince a woman who has already decided you're just an option. Your mistake wasn't loving. It was ignoring the red flags. It was forcing reciprocity where there was only comfort. It was insisting on a script that only you had memorized. And all of it out of fear. Fear of being alone. Fear of facing the void that opens up when we finally let go of what isn't meant for us. But you know what's worse? Being full of broken expectations. Living for someone who won't lift a finger for you. Serving a feast and getting breadcrumbs in return. It's trying and trying and trying and staying in the exact same place. And it's not because you're not good enough. It's because you gave too much value to someone who gave you too little. True love doesn't demand humiliation. It doesn't make you lose your essence. It doesn't drown you in self-doubt. True love is freedom, not a cage. And if you have to chain yourself down to keep someone, that person was never really with you. Stop romanticizing her neglect. Stop justifying the disrespect. Stop accepting the bare minimum as if it were the maximum. This woman you've idealized might not even exist, or if she does, she's not the one standing next to you now. And you need to accept that, because as long as you're chained to this illusion, you'll keep sabotaging yourself, erasing yourself, diminishing yourself. You'll keep hurting yourself alone because she never promised you a fairy tale. You promised it to yourself. You created this narrative. You painted this perfect woman. And now you're paying the price for believing too much in what you wanted and ignoring what was real. It's time to wake up, to see yourself, to remember who you were before you tried to win her over. It's time to put the focus back on you, on your worth, on your peace, and to stop chasing someone who isn't even looking back. You don't need to be the perfect guy for someone who doesn't understand what real love is. You need to be the man who looks in the mirror and feels pride. The man who sets boundaries, who knows when to stop, who understands when someone no longer deserves another second of his time. She might be beautiful, she might be desired, she might have 1,000 men at her feet, but if she doesn't value you, respect you, and care for you the way you care for her, then she isn't fit to walk by your side. A relationship isn't about looks. It's about energy. It's about peace of mind. It's about having someone who adds to your life, not someone who drains it. And when you stop settling for crumbs, you'll realize just how starved you were for something that never truly nourished you. You'll see you deserve more, so much more. And the only thing stopping you from having it was this illusion. Now that you're awake, don't go back to sleep. Watch out for the relapses, for the selective memory that only shows you the good times, for the loneliness, for the impulse to send that text. Remember what brought you to this point. Remember how you felt on your worst days. Remember that the pain of staying in this cycle is always greater than the pain of ending it. Let go of the idea of her. Break free from this emotional prison and get ready. Because when you stop being in love with the fantasy, you'll make room to see reality. And reality, my friend, might just surprise you. Remember, the right woman won't confuse you. She'll bring you clarity. She'll push you forward. She'll help you grow. But before you can find her, you need to find yourself again. And for that to happen, the illusion has to die. How many times have you laid in bed at night, replaying every detail, wondering where you went wrong? How many times have you stared at your phone, waiting for a notification that never came? How many times have you made excuses for her silence, excuses she never asked you to make? The problem is, you got used to giving everything and accepting almost nothing. You lost yourself trying to please her. You forgot who you were before her. And that's what destroys a man most, trading his own identity for an empty hope. You're in love, yes, but not with her. You're in love with the version of her from the early days, the version that only existed to win you over. The problem is, that version vanished the moment she realized she had you. And now, you hang on, hoping that one day she'll go back to being that person. But here's a painful truth. She's not coming back. That was a performance, an emotional marketing campaign to hook you in, and you fell for it. You fell for it like so many do, because you have a good heart, because you wanted it to work, because you believed in the feeling. But now, it's time to wake up, to reclaim your dignity, to stop begging for attention. Her absence isn't a punishment, it's a get-out-of-jail-free card. You think you're suffering because you lost something rare, but in reality, you're just mourning a fantasy. The pain you feel isn't because she was special, it's because you over-idealized her. You put her on a pedestal and forgot that she's human, flawed, and, in many ways, incapable of giving you what you truly need. A man who respects himself doesn't stick around where he's not wanted. A man who knows his worth doesn't beg for affection. He gets up, dusts himself off, and walks on with his head held high, because he understands the golden rule. She either adds to your life or she's out. So listen closely. The passion that burns you today is the same one that will extinguish your light if you don't act. If she's gone cold, if she treats you with disregard, don't beg. Don't send another text. Don't humiliate yourself. She knows exactly what she's doing, and she's testing your limits. Show her you've reached them. Show her that your peace is worth more than any company, that your sanity is more valuable than sex, loneliness, or empty promises. And when you take that step, you'll see life will reward you, because men who break free from illusions attract reality. Men who respect themselves become magnetic. Men who say enough become examples. And you can be that man. Not tomorrow, not next month, now. End this cycle. Accept that what you lived was a lesson. Don't tie your energy to someone who has already left you behind. Live in the present with the clarity of someone who finally understands. Love isn't blind. The man who ignores the obvious for fear of being alone is the one who's blind. And if you have to be alone in peace. Because it's in the silence of solitude that a true awakening is born. And when you awaken, nothing can imprison you again. Now that you've seen the truth, click on one of these two videos on your screen. They'll take your understanding even deeper and get you to the next level. Choose your path. Be the man she'll never forget, not because you stayed, but because you had the guts to walk away. Be a badass and wake up to your life. See the truth, because the man who wakes up never goes back to sleep.